Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Fundamentals of Police Management. Fundamentals of Police Management. Fundamentals of Police Management. Management is a performance of various tasks of technical and professional nature. The functions of management include planning, organizing, command, coordination, and control. A manager and a leader are different from one and other. A leader is a person who performs any task by the teamwork, and he is personally responsible for achieving the organizational overall objectives. A manager manages things by occupying a formal official position. A leader is not appointed, but he leads in his own capacity. A manager can be a leader, but a leader can never be a manager. Motivation can be defined stimulation to achieve objectives. It is a propelling force that causes movement. All human behaviors are motivated. Maslow attempted to understand what motivates human beings. If a police manager fully understands motivating elements, he can best utilize his team. It is important to note that a manager must have skills of reaching at a conclusion in a rapid way. He must be problem solving. Proactive leaders plan and tackle issues before they take hold of team. What is management? What is management? Management covers different tasks and functions. It means taking personal responsibility of handling matters of wider importance. Managerial job requires two important things: technical and professional needs. Human Resource Management (HRM). Human Resource Management (HRM). Human Resource Management (HRM) is the strategic and coherent approach to the management of an organization's most valued assets, the people working there who individually and collectively contribute to the achievement of the objectives of the organization. It includes all methods and functions concerning the mobilization and development of personnel as human resources, with the objective of efficiency and greater productivity in a company, government administration, or other organization. It includes a variety of activities. Key is to: number one, decide what staffing needs you have. Number two, judge whether to hire employees to fill these needs or to recruit and train the best employees or to ensure they are high performers and deal with performance issues. 3. Ensure your personal and management practices conform to various regulations. Keeping in view the problems faced, the police department has to be very particular about the behavior and performance of its personnel. So, number one, it is imperative that we identify our service requirements, recruit the personnel and train them accordingly. And number two, since the objectives of police department are distinct and different from other commercial private organizations, so it is essential that we find out accordingly the human resource management parameters. These parameters include recruiting, staffing; number two, training; number three, promotions; number four, rewards and punishments; number five, personal administration. Personal administration. Effective human resource management (HRM) in the police department is mandatory for success of the department. Its mechanism revolves round the system laid down in Number 1, Police Rules 1934, and number 2, Police Order 2002. Its parameters are described below. Number 1, recruiting या staffing. Recruiting, staffing. Considering the sensitivities attached to the profession of law enforcement, it is arguably the most important part of the HRM in the police department. It is done at 3 tiers. Number 1, police constable through provincial police department level. Number 2, assistant sub inspector through PSC, provincial services commission of the relevant province. Number 3, assistant superintendent of police through FPSC, Federal Public Service Commission. Chapter 12 of the Police Rules 1934 were elaborately deals with this function under appointments and enrollments. It is summarized as under: Section 12.1, authorities empowered to make appointments. Section 12.2, seniority and probation. Section 12.8, probationary nature of appointments. Section 12.10, appointment of head constables. Section 12.10a, direct appointment of selection grade constables. Section 12.12, supervision of recruitment. Section 12.14, status of recruits. Section 12.15, age and physical standards. Section 12.16, medical examination of recruits. Section 12.18, verification of the character of the recruits. Section 12.21, discharge of inefficients. Section 12.27, dismissed persons not to be enlisted. Section 12.28, character roles. Police training. There are 3 levels of police training. Number 1, pre-service training, new recruits. Number 2, in-service training, requirements for promotion to the next rank. Number 3, probationary training for ASPs at National Police Academy, Islamabad. For 1 and 2, there are police training schools, colleges in each province, and the police rules give great importance to the training component. The following sections deal with it. Section 19.1, importance of training. Section 19.2, training of recruits. Section 19.3, examination of recruits. Section 19.6, annual training of constables. Section 19.25, training of upper subordinates. Promotions. Number 2, promotions. A system of merit cum seniority basis of promotion is observed in the police department. Out of turn promotion is very selectively given only in cases where the officer has risen beyond the call of duty. Police rules are also very elaborate on the criteria set for promotions of police officers from one rank to another. Different lists up to SIP are maintained in every police district containing names of the police personnel, and the following sections deal with it. Section 13.1, promotion from one rank to another. Section 13.7, list B, admission to course at the police training school. Section 13.8, list C, promotion to head constables. Section 13.9, list D, promotion to ASIs. Section 13.10, list E, promotion to SISP. Section 13.15, list F, promotion to inspectors. For promotions, performance assessment is carried out through a very professional system of annual confidential reports. Service sheets of the constabulary as well as lower upper subordinates is also maintained, wherein all entries are made with regards to the career of the officer. Police rewards. Police rules lay great emphasis on rewarding the meritorious officers, and the following sections deal with it. Section 15.1, rewards to be given freely. Section 15.3, commendation certificates to be awarded. Section 15.4, special commendation certificates to be given. Pakistan Police Medal, Qaid-e-Azam Police Medal, and other gallantry medals are awarded. Punishments. Punishments. It is the retributory aspect of the police work, and the punishments are laid down in number 1, Police Rule 1934, number 2, Police Order 2002, number 3, Efficiency and Disciplinary Rules 1988, number 4, Removal from Service Ordinance 2000. Punishment types include reduction in rank, stoppage of increments, forfeiture of approved service, censures, dismissal or removal from service, prosecution under Pakistan Penal Code and Police Order 2002. Personal administration. Since the police are a disciplined force, much emphasis is laid on the aspect of conduct and discipline. Chapter 14 Police Rules deal with it. Concept of orderly rooms where officers of any rank can go and see his superior as a very effective system. Welfare of the force, looking after the material human needs of the staff including the shaheeds, widows and children. The functions of management. The functions of management. Henry Fayol, in his book General and Industrial Management, identifies 5 elements or functions of management. They are planning. Number 1, planning. Planning means looking ahead in terms of developing a master plan or masterminding a thing. It requires foresight. Number 2, organizing. It means coordinating, systematizing, and putting things in proper order. This very sophisticated management skill needs education as well as training. Number 3, command. It is getting things done by the subordinates at the order of his superior or supervisor. Number 4, coordination. It is the task of harmonizing all the elements and activities. Number 5, control. It is checking that the planned task has been carried out as foreseen. It is an act of confirming and following it up. There are different levels of planning. The operational or tactical planning is a sort of planning concerning all managerial levels, and it is usually related with future of an organization. Project planning is related with special tasks such as construction. Strategic planning is long-term future planning about an organization. Effective planning depends on identifying and remedying these factors. The strengths are to be built on, weaknesses are to be cured, avoided, opportunities are to be grasped, and threats are to be avoided. The organization connotes the process of getting things done in the best and most efficient way. The principles facilitating organization include number 1, specialization. As one man best fitting to perform that specialized task. It is also called functional specialization. One function for one man. And delegation. That is passing out work to someone else when the man given the task is unavailable. Leadership and motivation. Leadership and motivation. A leader is a person who performs any task by the teamwork and is personally responsible for achieving the organizational overall objectives. A manager manages things by occupying a formal official position. A leader is not appointed but he leads in his own capacity. A manager can be a leader but a leader can never be a manager. Motivation can be defined as fuel for action. It keeps an organism stimulated to achieve its response. It is propelling force that causes movement. All human behaviors are motivated by some factors working behind them. Following the ideas of different authors on phenomena of motivation in humans. Robert Owen says, people are like mechanics. They are to prove more efficient and reliable if they are well looked after. Jeremy Bentham says, all people are self-interested and are motivated by the desire to avoid plan and seek pleasure. Alton Mayo says, people are motivated by more than pay and conditions. It is also important that humans are also motivated by recognition and belonging needs. The group determines attitude of workers. Decision making and problem solving. Decision making and problem solving. Whenever a manager confronts a situation in which he has to decide, he weighs all possible options and later on ticks one option as solution. Rapid decision making capability keeps an organization floating successfully. The process of arriving at a decision is usually referred to as problem solving. The steps involved include: number one, it is to be recognized that there is a problem. Number two, the person confronting a problem tries to find out the cause. Number three, the man develops possible solution to overcome the problem. Number four, the man in the problem evaluates all possibilities to come out of the problem. Number 6. The man chooses one of the appropriate problem solving strategies. 7. The strategy is finally implemented to see the desired results. H. A. Simon, view of decision making. H. A. Simon, view of decision making. It is also called a classical view and involves the following decision making characteristics of classical view. Number 1, to be completely rational. Number 2, to have perfect knowledge about the problem. Number 3, to have unconflicting objectives. Number 4, to have a clear view of the alternatives. Number 5, to seeking an acceptable solution. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow attempted to understand what motivates human beings. If police managers understand it and put it into practice, they become able to motivate their personnel and understand their own needs and satisfaction and become more effective in their organization. Number 1, basic psychological and security needs. It embeds feeling of security in my police management position. Number 2, social needs. It provides the opportunity in my police management position to give help to our people. It is the opportunity to develop close friendship in my police management position. Feeling number 3, feelings of importance, self-esteem. It is the feeling of importance a person gets from being in my position. The importance of my position inside the agency, that is the regard and esteem received from others who are not members of my police agency. Number 4, autonomy needs. Number 4, autonomy needs. It is the authority connected with my police management position. It is the opportunity for independent thought and action in my present police management position. Number 5, self-actualization needs. Self-actualization needs. It is the opportunity of personal growth and development in my present management position. It is the feeling of self-fulfillment a person gets from being in my police management position. That is the feeling of being able to use one's own unique capabilities, realizing one's potentialities. Proactive leadership. Proactive leadership. Proactive leaders anticipate day by day events. They do not wait for events to reach and overwhelm them. They plan before events take place. They form flexible teams to arrive at wide variety of solutions after confronting a problem. Proactivity is an attitude towards things, but it needs following areas of competence in order to prevent it. Talent A. Number B, experience. C, training, education. Training, education. Talent. A had talent. It is an innate ability, natural endowment, a specific mental or physical aptitude to perform successfully in a particular field. This is ability in an organization can be exercised in two ways. Number 1, through the person of office holder, and or number 2, through the office itself. Of course, the reality is that authority is exercised in a synthesis combining both ways. However, the emphasis can go either way. Experience. The experience does not mean spending years on some task, but it is learning the required task in minimum time and let organization benefit from it. It is combination of operation, management and administration. The police leaders must be trained in developing a budget and they must grow qualities of planning and communication. Number 3. C, training, education. Police leaders are promoted, appointed and elected in most cases without any further training in management skills. In the mid 1970s, the International Association of Chiefs of Police IAPC surveyed the heads of the 49 states police and highway patrol agencies, all of the chiefs and sheriffs who headed agencies of 100 or more sworn personnel, and concluded National Advisory Commission 1970 31. A majority of police chiefs surveyed indicated that some law enforcement and management training should be required for future police chiefs executive. Training tends to refine executive capabilities derived from innate leadership and meaning full work experience. In terms of selecting a police chief, 90% of police chief executive and 96% of their superior believe that law enforcement training is important for important very important. The superiors surveyed were those governmental persons who supervise police executives. Thus, what is necessary in the exercise of proactive leadership is careful blend of ability, experience, and finally training and education. Important police management skills. The International Association of Chiefs of Police IAPC developed a list of important management skills, which is an essential guide for all police managers. Police managers will not be effective without basic training in these areas. Training and education is given high priority in selection of police executives. The areas of skill development include organization, motivation, teamwork, leadership, and communication. The number of management skills is 14, which is considered as 100% management skills. The following are the skills which need to be developed by the managers in police affairs. The number 8.7 shows highly prioritized management skill, and 7.2 is listed as the lowest priority skill mentioned. Management skills. Number 1, motivating personnel and maintaining high moral. 8.7 rate. Developing subordinates into an effective team. 8.6 rate. Relating to the community. 8.4. Organization, agency, personnel and functions. 8. Administering interdiscipline. 7.9. Maintaining internal internal review and control. 7.9. Communication with all levels within the agency. 7.9. Establishing and communicating objectives and priorities. 7.8. Forecasting, planning and implementing agency activities. 7.8. Resolving employee relation problems. 7.9. Budgeting and fiscal management. 7.7. Utilizing advanced technology. 7 - 7.2. Coordinating agency activity with other organizations. 7.2. Securing and managing grant fund projects. 6.2. These management skills are essential guide for all police members. These will not be effective without basic training in these areas. These skills are result of training and the outcome of education. In short, police management consists of different skills. The manager motivates team to exert for highest efficiency. All members are to be taken together for common goals. It is an art of keeping the members motivated at all circumstances. A manager must be associated himself with people so that he may be able to form a relationship of trust.